What are you looking for Sunday?
So I was thinking about this, after talking to Vrabel and seeing how the game played out, I feel like it's going to be wide receiver by committee. 1 week it might be Steph Diggs, 1 week it might be Kayshon Boutte, it might be Pop Douglas, Hunter Henry, so forth and so on, that type of thing. What I'm really looking for on Sunday against a team that's not very good in the Tennessee Titans is how do they get this running game going? Who becomes the guy there, right? Do they start to add Drake May in more of designed runs where maybe that opens up things for the running backs to make it be a little bit easier for them? But the passing game, we're pretty cool with, right?
Well, the passing game is great, and I think when it comes to the O-line, they have actually excelled when it comes to pass protection.
Right.
But can't seem to, we've gone over this 10 times the last couple of weeks, but I don't know if it's them, if it's Ramondre, or, where you put most of the blame, but they're not able, and I don't know if it's a power thing with those guys. Will Campbell seems to be fine when it comes to that, but they're just unable. They're either unable to get that hole, or Ramondre is unable to get to it.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say, but they're one of the worst.
It's a trust thing.
Well, it could be, but they're one of the worst teams in the league when it comes to rushing the football, right? Mm-hmm. And when you start to look at some of these games and you start to go, okay, you're going to need that at times because your passing game has been relatively good. Drake May seems like he's headed in the right direction, but you can't be, and I think Vrabel said this, you cannot be a one-dimensional football team because you know what we'll do? We'll just take the pass away from you.
I would say the biggest disappointment at this point of the season has been TreVeyon Henderson.
I know.
And another thing that we just wasted so much time about during training camp was offensive rookie of the year, revolutionizing the offense.
But it was hard not to get excited about it.
Who could forget that Brady statue led right into the touchdown kickoff return right there? It was big, but I think they'll be okay. I think they add a running back between now and the trade deadline.
Courtney's lead about Breece Hall, everybody was talking yesterday about how
I don't think they trade him here.
It's all based on an Instagram post. I get it, but
the Jets would never trade him here.
Not in the division, no.
No, but I think if you're the Jets, wow, talk about a dumpster fire. I mean, they're almost better off with Salah and Aaron Rodgers coming back. I mean, my boy Aaron Glenn, I thought he would change the culture and they're saying it's worse this year than it was last year. So they're going to move on, you think, from a guy like Breece Hall. They might, I don't think they'll trade Garrett Wilson, but they might trade some of those players that might be maybe looking for new contracts or that type of thing. I'm with Curtis. I don't know if they'll trade him to you in the division. But maybe what about a team like the Saints and Alvin Kamara? I'd be all for that one.
What's it take?
Alvin Kamara, I would say maybe a fourth rounder.
Oh, sign me up.
Yeah, and maybe they try to squeeze a third rounder out. What's their record, the Saints, right now? They only got one win on the season.
I believe
Let me see where they are, right?
By the way, I think outrage at me because I credit Josh McDaniels for Drake May's development, but according to this texter, but blame the player at running back and not Josh McDaniels. So maybe.
I think part of it is, maybe the way Josh is trying to scheme up his run game.
Maybe.
But also, you can't really blame Josh McDaniels when Ramondre's had this issue now for a few years. Not
about that, but the ineffectiveness. They're talking about the ineffectiveness of the running game.
Yeah, I think you were talking about TreVeyon in particular.
Well, in general,
maybe TreVeyon's the type of guy that he needs to be out on the edges, tosses, things that get him outside, uses the stretch play. Let's get outside with him, and maybe Josh is going, all right, we're a team that we want to run between the tackles, and you're like, wait a second, Josh, that's not what he does. Ramondre does that, but he's got his fumbling issue, so when TreVeyon's in the game, we have to switch up our philosophy. And maybe Josh is having a hard time doing that right now.
Yeah, the stretch play, also known as Greg's tux at the wedding last weekend.
It was a suit. It was a summer suit.
Oh, did you get to keep that?
Huh?
Did you get to keep that?
No.
Oh.
We were trying to figure it out. Did it have the elastic band, waistband?
Okay. Very important.
And linen, that's nice, breathable.
It wasn't really linen.
Oh, really? It looked linen.
It was more
and the linen looked like it had a tough time breathing, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean it fit fine. Some were saying the fit was perfect on me.
I thought Dooley was pissed because he looked better than him.
I mean, best invention for big guys, the elastic
band, the adjustable band on the
dress
on
pants.
the suit pants. It's the best.
Yeah, so
it's the best. And oftentimes you don't even need to adjust before the wedding. You need to adjust after the wedding meal. Is when the adjusting must take place.
But sometimes, like, men's suit pants, like, hang below the pooch.
What's
you
the
know?
pooch?
The what?
The pooch.
What's the pooch?
What are you
like
talking
your belly.
Oh.
Like, I feel like men don't really have, like, high-waisted bottoms. Like, they're pretty low. And Greg always has, like, low riders on.
You never wear them above your belly button.
Right, so that's what I don't like, why you'd have to adjust after a meal. Because the belly's going to expand above the pant.
Well, it depends on how big the belly is.
Wiggy 508 text, Josh McDaniels is clearly trying to force the running game, and
But you have to. You can't be. Think about teams that we have seen. What one-dimensional football team wins Super Bowls? It's extremely difficult to do. You gotta now. You don't have to be one of the best rushing teams in the NFL, but you gotta have the defense at least being like, all right, we got to play the run and the pass, because we've seen teams that all they want to do is throw the football, or teams that, we talked about Tennessee, a few years ago when they had Derrick Henry and Mike Vrabel was there. Like, all right, just take away the run, and now what's Tannehill going to do?
I mean, 2016, 2014 Pats, not exactly good running teams.
Right, but I think I always remove Brady from it. When you have Brady, you can kind of get away with
anything. I guess
anything.
you could say the same thing about the Chiefs, too. Though.
What's
when you
that?
have Mahomes, Brady.
Yeah. When you have those two guys, you can kind of get away with anything.
Right.
But,
good point.
Unfortunately, Drake's good, and you don't have, even look at Lamar Jackson.
No, you don't have to necessarily, it's not panic time, because last week he had 35 of their 72 yards on the ground, whatever. So you can count. It's like Josh Allen. You can count on him to you're in the same situation.
Right, but remember, you brought up a great point, and this is, I guess, talking about your football IQ.
Yeah,
it's
high.
What did Sean McDermott say? We can't depend on Josh Allen to be able to do this all the time. So you can't really depend on Drake May to do that, especially when he's not the runner that Josh Allen is. Like, even with Josh Allen and Buffalo, don't they know, we got to figure something out here. We can't just put it all on him, because we're not going to be able to win a championship like that.